So in the last video about making the drawers, which I'll put a link to, there was a lot of questions about why I didn't put handles in the side. If I'm making these drawers as trays that I can pull out, wouldn't it make sense to have a handle in the side? And I had thought about that. The way that I ended up doing the drawer slides was different than how I was first thinking about it, and I didn't come all the way around full circle to making the handles. When I was first thinking about these, what I was going to do was cut a slot in the side of the drawer and then have a wood runner on the side of the cubby for that to fit into, and then that would be the drawer slide. But what I started to think about was that all the weight of the drawer was going to be on a very thin piece of soft plywood that would probably wear out pretty quickly. So I ended up doing the runners in the cubbies so that they run on the tops and the bottoms of the drawer, where there's just a bigger surface for that weight to run against. When I was thinking about that slot, what I was thinking I was going to do was to just round over the bottom edge of the drawer so that when you hold it, it's sort of a softer edge there. But that didn't seem like that was going to work so well when I was using the bottoms of the drawers as the bearing surface for the drawer. I didn't want to make that surface even smaller than it already is. So the way I ended up doing it, it now seems pretty obvious that I can just cut a hole in the side as a handle. So that's what I think I'll do. So now the question is, where does that handle go? Does it go right in the center, which isn't very balanced for the drawer? Or does it go slightly forward, where the drawer is balanced? Does it go in the back? That doesn't seem to make as much sense. It seems like as the drawer's coming out, it would be nice to have the handle sort of forward of the center. One of the things to think about too is that when the drawer's got stuff in it, it's more balanced in the center. So I don't want to be too far forward with the handle, so I think just a little bit forward of the center. And that feels about right. So I'm going to clamp the drawer to the end of the CNC machine, and it's always a little bit complicated. So I have the handle. Here's the problem. The face sticks down on the different drawers. Some of them it sticks down on the bottom, and some of them it sticks down on the top. So I have a flat surface on one side of every drawer. But the other problem is I have the handle, and the handle doesn't go over my little fence here. So I want to hold the drawer away a little bit with something that this handle will go over. And I also need these holes for the clamps. So this is what I'm going to try and do, is to hold a piece, and I'm going to need some spacers. Okay, so I cut a little scrap piece of wood. Now these two pieces are the same width, so I can keep the drawer parallel. Now the clamp can go in there. So now that I have it in place, I want it a little bit closer to the front. So I don't quite want it centered. Where I'm going to put the handle, I need a square. It's probably good. Okay, so I've set my 0, 0 where I want it, and I've set it into the depth where I want it. And I've also flipped my little drawing, so up is now that way, because on this drawer, up is that way. My flat bottom is on the top on this drawer. So I can just cut a hole now, basically. think it kind of screwed up. It did. I have a down cutting bit on here, so it did the top really nice, but the inside needs a little sanding. It isn't too bad. And there's the little cutout. Seems pretty good. It does lean a little bit forward, but I think when it's full of stuff, that'll be okay. Feels good. I might make these a little thinner. I don't need quite that much height. This is where it would have been nice to have done this before I made it into a drawer, because then I could have done both sides. Much better. Thanks for watching.